The project came as a commission um, through MoMA. Minoru Mori is an economist and developer, I think one of the most successful developers in Tokyo. And he's on the board of MoMA. And he asked MoMA, he said, I'm interested in doing a project to help the young people of Tokyo think about the city as something that they could design. And MoMA said, you really should talk to Bruce. And so I went to meet him and we had a great time, and he commissioned me to work with him and really collaborate on this project. And we called it New Tokyo Lifestyle Think Zone. And he explained that young people in Tokyo think that the city is. It's not something that was designed or created or invented. It just is. And therefore you can't change it. And they have no interest they don't think about it. They don't participate in the city as a project, to imagine designing the future. And what he pointed out that was very compelling was that there's a set of kind of good intentions that were codified in zoning in Tokyo that had to do with access to light and all kinds of things that made the city become what it is, had produced a city that was really brutal for its people. And as a consequence of those rules, the city, as it grew to be 30 million people at the time, it meant that it sprawled out for miles. And what that meant for the typical working person was often a 2-hour commute. And so people were commuting 2 hours each way, spending 4 hours a day in transit. And therefore, the actual lifestyle of people in Tokyo was in decline. And he had done a lot of research on all the different dimensions of that decline, including economic performance. But in a way, more importantly, cultural experience and sort of how you live. And so they explained that young people just don't ever think about the city as part of their work and life, and therefore it just has inertia and it keeps going the way it's going. And he kind of demonstrated that it really needed to change. And so our project was really to begin to engage young people in thinking about their city. And so we did a project, as I said, called New Tokyo Lifestyle Think Zone, that was all framed around questions. So we did a campaign around questions, and the kind of central question was, will our future take the shape of Tokyo, or will Tokyo take the shape of our future? It's like, are we going to live according to it, or is it going to become what we want to live? And so the whole concept was to kind of have this kind of engagement, and we did all kinds of communication around that. But the kind of central experience, the central kind of node of all the work, was an installation called New Tokyo Lifestyle Think Zone. And it was a new kind of place in Tokyo that they built just for this project on the site of a big development. So it was a kind of temporary building that was designed by Tokujin. And it included, we designed a cafe, a bookstore, an experiential space that was, kind of immersive digital projection, and a kind of art gallery environment. And so the whole concept was that you could come to this place, think about the city, have a nice time, and walk away with books and things that you need to help you think about the city, including a book that we produced that really kind of outlined. It was a collaboration that outlined kind of new thinking about the city in a lot of different ways, like visually, text-based, quantitatively, really trying to understand what that project was.